Good morning, human. Yes, it is me again, your orange cat, your personal life coach, your furry supervisor, and, apparently, your English teacher. I know you want to sleep for 10 more minutes, but let me be very clear. The day has started, the sun is rising, and I am hungry. So welcome back to another lesson with me, the only teacher in this house who is always elegant, always correct, and always standing on the table when nobody asks me to. Today we are learning daily routine vocabulary, because every day you do the same strange little human things, and every day I watch you do them with deep concern and mild judgment. Let us begin with the most important moment of the day, the moment when your alarm goes off and you pretend you do not hear it. You wake up, but you do not really wake up. Your eyes open, but your soul is still asleep. You grab your phone, you look at the screen, you scroll for no reason, and you lie there like a confused burrito under a blanket. This is a perfect moment to learn our first expression, wake up. You wake up when you stop sleeping. You wake up when your eyes open. You wake up when your brain slowly remembers who you are and why your alarm sounds so aggressive at 6 in the morning. I wake you up every day because I am generous and because breakfast will not serve itself. You wake up, I stare at you, and together we begin our daily routine. But listen carefully, human, because this is important. Wake up and get up are not exactly the same. You can wake up and still stay in bed. In fact, you do that all the time. You wake up at 6, but you get up at 6:30 or 6:40, or whenever you finally remember that life is happening outside your blanket. So wake up means to stop sleeping, and get up means to leave your bed and stand on your feet. You wake up first, and then you get up. I wake up early because I am a disciplined creature of purpose. You wake up early because your alarm does not respect you. Then you get up slowly, stretch your arms, rub your eyes, and walk across the room like a zombie who has a meeting at 8. After you get up, you usually make your bed, or at least you tell yourself that today is the day you will make your bed. Sometimes you do it. Sometimes you look at the bed, whisper, later, and walk away. To make your bed means to arrange the blanket and the pillows so the bed looks neat and organized. I personally prefer an unmade bed because it creates better sleeping valleys for me, but we are here to learn English, not to discuss my superior design preferences. So you get up, you make your bed, or maybe you do not, and then you walk to the bathroom. In the bathroom, you brush your teeth. This is a very common daily routine expression. You brush your teeth in the morning, and many people brush their teeth again at night. You look into the mirror, you try to recognize the tired person staring back at you, and you brush your teeth while thinking about coffee. Then you wash your face. To wash your face means to clean your face with water, and maybe with soap, and maybe with one of those expensive skincare products that smell like cucumber and disappointment. After that, you take a shower. You do not say make a shower. You say take a shower. You take a shower in the morning because you want to feel fresh, awake, and ready for the day. Or sometimes you stand under the water and think about everything you have to do, which is also a very human activity. After you take a shower, you get dressed. Maybe you wear a suit, maybe you wear jeans, maybe you wear something comfortable because you work from home, which means you are professionally dressed from the waist up and emotionally defeated from the waist down. To get dressed means to put on your clothes. First you choose your outfit, then you get dressed, then you look in the mirror again, and then you either feel confident or you change your shirt 3 times. I do not have this problem because orange fur is always in fashion. Now let us move to the kitchen, the room where your day truly begins and where my patience truly ends. You make coffee. Sometimes you make tea, but usually you make coffee. You grind the beans, or press a button, or pour hot water into a machine that sounds like it is fighting for its life. You make coffee because you believe it makes you a person again. While you make coffee, I sit nearby and remind you of your real responsibility, which is to feed me. This is another excellent daily routine phrase, feed the cat. Feed means give food. You feed your children, you feed your dog, you feed your cat, and most importantly, you feed your cat on time. If you forget to feed me, I become your alarm, your motivational speaker, and your emotional challenge all at once. So the morning routine continues. You wake up, you get up, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you take a shower, you get dressed, you make coffee, and you feed me. Sometimes you also make breakfast for yourself. You fry eggs, toast bread, cut fruit, pour cereal, or grab something quickly because you are late. To have breakfast means to eat your first meal of the day. Some people have a big breakfast. Some people have a small breakfast. Some people only drink coffee and call that breakfast, which feels suspicious, but technically happens every day all over the world. After breakfast, many people check their messages. They check their email, check their text messages, check social media, and check the weather. To check means to look at something in order to get information. You check your phone. You check your calendar. You check the time. I check your plate to see whether you left anything interesting for me. Then you get your bag, pick up your keys, put on your shoes, and leave the house. To leave the house means to go out and start your day outside. You lock the door, walk to your car, or to the bus stop, or to the train station, and then you commute to work. Commute is a very useful word. Your commute is the trip between your home and your workplace. Some people have a short commute. Some people have a long commute. Some people drive to work. Some people take the bus. Some people ride the train. Some people ride a bike. Some lucky people walk to work. During your commute, you might listen to music, listen to a podcast, drink coffee, stare out the window, or think about how much you do not want to answer emails before 9 in the morning. Meanwhile, I stay home and begin my own daily routine, which is much more advanced and spiritually meaningful. I walk to the sunny spot on the floor, turn around 3 times, and take a nap. Yes, take a nap. Another important phrase. A nap is a short sleep during the day. Humans take naps when they are tired. Cats take naps because we understand the art of life. I take a nap in the morning. I take a nap in the afternoon. I take a nap before dinner just to prepare for sleeping after dinner. If you work from home, I may also take a nap on your keyboard, on your notebook, on your clean laundry, or directly on your important documents, because I believe in supporting your productivity in creative ways. Now let us imagine your workday. You arrive at work, or you log in from home, and then you start work. To start work means to begin your job for the day. You open your computer, reply to messages, read emails, join meetings, and try to sound energetic even when your coffee has not yet reached your soul. You attend meetings. This means you go to meetings or join meetings. Some meetings are useful. Some meetings could have been one email. But still you attend them, nod politely, take notes, and say things like, "Let's follow up on that," which is a very professional way to say, "I hope someone else handles this." Around the middle of the day, you get hungry again, because being alive requires constant snacks. Then you have lunch. To have lunch means to eat your meal in the middle of the day. You may eat at home, at the office, at a restaurant, or at your desk while pretending this is a temporary situation and not your lifestyle. Maybe you have a sandwich. Maybe you have rice and chicken. Maybe you order something. Maybe you bring lunch from home. Some people eat quickly. Some people take a lunch break. A lunch break is time away from work to eat and rest. During your lunch break, you talk to coworkers, check your phone, go for a short walk, or stare into space and wonder whether adulthood always feels like this. After lunch, many people go back to work. To go back means to return. You go back to your desk, go back to your computer, and go back to your tasks. The afternoon can feel long. Your energy goes down. Your inbox gets fuller. Your motivation becomes soft and fragile like a wet paper towel. This is when you really understand the beauty of a nap. I, of course, take another nap during this sacred hour. Sometimes I stretch first. To stretch means to extend your body, usually your arms, legs, or back. Cats stretch beautifully. Humans stretch awkwardly and then make a sound like an old wooden chair. In the afternoon, you may have more meetings, finish reports, answer calls, solve problems, or count the minutes until the end of the workday. Then, finally, you finish work. To finish work means to complete your workday. You close your laptop, shut down your computer, stand up from your chair, and feel the glorious freedom of knowing that at least for a few hours, nobody can send you a message marked urgent that is actually not urgent at all. Then you commute home. Yes, you can commute to work and commute home. If the trip to your workplace is your morning commute, the trip back home is your evening commute. You may be tired, quiet, hungry, and emotionally prepared to talk to absolutely nobody. But then you open the door, and there I am, waiting dramatically, as if I have survived a terrible century without you. You come home. To come home means to return to your house. It is one of the most comforting daily routine expressions in English. You come home, take off your shoes, put down your bag, and breathe like a person who has returned from battle. When you come home, you might change your clothes. You take off your work clothes and put on comfortable clothes. To take off means to remove something you are wearing. To put on means to wear something by placing it on your body. So you take off your shoes, put on your slippers, take off your jacket, put on a hoodie, and begin your evening routine. Sometimes you sit down on the sofa and rest for a few minutes. To rest means to relax and recover energy. You sit down, check your phone again, and tell yourself you will get up in just a minute. I recognize this behavior. It is exactly what you do in the morning, just in a different location. Sooner or later, you go to the kitchen and make dinner. To make dinner means to prepare the evening meal. Maybe you cook pasta, maybe you grill chicken, maybe you order food because the day has already asked too much from you. While you make dinner, I walk in circles around your legs as if I am your tiny furry manager doing an inspection. Then you eat dinner. To eat dinner means to have your evening meal. Some people eat with their family. Some people eat alone while watching television. Some people eat very late. Some people eat early. But almost everybody reaches that moment in the evening when dinner tastes less like food and more like relief. After dinner, you clean up. To clean up means to make a place tidy after eating or cooking. You wash the dishes, wipe the table, put food away, and maybe sweep the floor. I supervise. I do not help, but I supervise with extraordinary focus. Then you might spend the rest of the evening relaxing. You watch TV, read a book, listen to music, talk to friends, or scroll on your phone again even though your phone has already had enough of your fingerprints for one day. Some people exercise in the evening. To exercise means to do physical activity for your health. They go for a run, go to the gym, do yoga, or lift weights. I do not judge them, but I do not understand them either. As the night gets later, your body starts to slow down. You begin your nighttime routine. You brush your teeth again. You wash your face again. Maybe you take another shower. Maybe you put on pajamas. Pajamas are the clothes you wear to sleep. Then you turn off the lights in different rooms, check the door, charge your phone, and finally go to bed. To go to bed means to get into bed because you are ready to sleep. Notice something important, human. Go to bed does not always mean sleep immediately. You can go to bed and still stay awake. That is why we also use the expression fall asleep. Fall asleep means the moment when being awake changes into being asleep. 1 second you are thinking about tomorrow, the next second you are gone. You fall asleep on the sofa. You fall asleep in bed. You fall asleep during a movie. You fall asleep on a train. You fall asleep in a meeting if the meeting is bad enough, although I officially do not recommend this. At the end of the day, after all your waking up and getting up and commuting and cooking and working and cleaning and trying your best, you finally fall asleep. And usually, if you are lucky, I curl up nearby like the small striped guardian of your questionable life choices. Now let us review your full daily routine in a natural way, because repetition builds fluency and fluency builds confidence. You wake up in the morning, but you do not get up right away. First you check your phone, then you get up, make your bed, brush your teeth, wash your face, and take a shower. After that, you get dressed, make coffee, feed the cat, and have breakfast. Then you check your messages, leave the house, and commute to work. You start work, attend meetings, answer emails, and have lunch around the middle of the day. In the afternoon, you go back to work, finish your tasks, and finally finish work. Then you commute home, come home tired, change your clothes, and make dinner. After dinner, you clean up, relax, brush your teeth, put on your pajamas, go to bed, and fall asleep. That is your daily routine, and now it is also your English lesson. But because I am not just any teacher, I want to help you feel these words, not just understand them. So imagine the whole day clearly. It is early morning. Your alarm rings. You wake up. The room is quiet. The light is soft. You do not want to move, but you open your eyes anyway. Then you get up and walk slowly to the bathroom. You brush your teeth, wash your face, and take a shower. The warm water helps you wake up even more. You get dressed, walk into the kitchen, and make coffee. The smell of coffee fills the room. I look at you with deep intensity because you still have not fed me. Then you feed me, and balance is restored to the universe. Later, you leave the house and commute to work. Maybe traffic is slow. Maybe the train is crowded. Maybe the bus is late. But eventually, you arrive, and your workday begins. You start work, open your computer, and do what humans always do. Type, click, read, reply, and pretend everything is under control. At lunchtime, you finally take a break and have lunch. In the afternoon, your energy drops a little, but you continue. You finish your meetings, finish your tasks, and finish work. Then, you commute home with that quiet evening feeling that says, I survived another day. Back at home, you put down your bag and breathe. Home feels softer than the outside world. You change your clothes, make dinner, and enjoy a slower pace. Maybe the television is on. Maybe music is playing. Maybe the kitchen light is warm and comfortable. You eat dinner, clean up, and finally rest. Then the house gets quieter. Night arrives. You brush your teeth, put on your pajamas, and go to bed. I jump onto the bed because, obviously, it is also my bed. You close your eyes. Your breathing becomes slower. Your thoughts become softer. And then, at last, you fall asleep. That is the rhythm of a day. That is daily routine vocabulary. That is your life, explained by a cat with excellent pronunciation. And let me tell you something, human. Daily routine vocabulary is powerful because you can use it every single day. You can say, I wake up at 6. You can say, I get up at 6:30. You can say, I take a shower in the morning. You can say, I get dressed quickly. You can say, I make coffee before work. You can say, I commute to work by bus. You can say, I have lunch at noon. You can say, I finish work at 5. You can say, I come home tired. You can say, I make dinner at night. You can say, I go to bed at 10. You can say, I fall asleep quickly. These are not random words. These are your real life. And when you learn English through your real life, the language stays with you longer. So tomorrow, when your alarm rings, I want you to think in English. When you open your eyes, say, I wake up. When you leave the bed, say, I get up. When you stand in the bathroom, say, I brush my teeth. When you step under the water, say, I take a shower. When you choose your clothes, say, I get dressed. When you pour your coffee, say, I make coffee. When you fill my bowl, say, I feed the cat. When you leave home, say, I commute to work. When you eat lunch, say, I have lunch. When you return in the evening, say, I come home. When you cook, say, I make dinner. And when the day is done, say, I go to bed and fall asleep. If you do that every day, your English will grow naturally, step by step, routine by routine, like a quiet habit becoming a real skill. You do not need a perfect life to practice English. You only need your normal day. Your normal morning is enough. Your normal coffee is enough. Your normal tired commute is enough. Your normal dinner is enough. The language is already inside your routine, waiting for you to notice it. Every little action is a sentence. Every sentence is practice. Every day is a lesson. and every lesson becomes easier when it is taught by a magnificent orange cat in glasses who has sacrificed precious napping time to improve your vocabulary. So tonight, before you sleep, remember the day in English from beginning to end. I wake up. I get up. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I take a shower. I get dressed. I make coffee. I have breakfast. I feed the cat. I leave the house. I commute to work. I start work. I have lunch. I finish work. I come home. I make dinner. I clean up. I go to bed. I fall asleep. That is your day. That is your English. And that, human, is how you learn one routine at a time, one sentence at a time, one sleepy morning and one quiet night at a time. Now go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, and do it all again with better vocabulary. And please, for the love of all things sacred, do not forget breakfast. Mine first, obviously.